Tax day is right around the corner, and every year I do the exact same thing. I panic. So this year I'm doing a little experiment. I decided to file my taxes with an accountant I found on Yelp. Let's see if it was worth it. I compared reviews online and made some calls to get an idea of the cost. Prices range from $200 to $500, $500 being the absolute highest. Keep in mind, I had 2 jobs in 2017, so I had 2 W-2s to file. After some quick research, I found one. Meet George. He's a certified CPA accountant in New York City. I asked him to walk us through filing my taxes.
So what you have here is you have 2 W-2s, so I can tell you're a W-2 employee. Effectively, W-2s withhold money from your paycheck in order to cover tax obligations. And you've done these correctly. So somebody at HR or payroll either guided you and helped you out to make sure this is done, or you kind of knew how to do it yourself. When you first start an employer, you get a very confusing form called a W-4, and it asks you a list of questions such as how many kids do you have, are you married, do you want to withhold additional money, and then that's how they make the determination of how much to withhold from your tax. You've withheld the right amount.
Great,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Okay, well I'm shocked to hear that. Off to a good start, okay.
We'll look at prior year. We'll ask certain questions like, I see here that you've paid student loan interest. Part of my job is to analyze your tax situation, take a look at potential audit risk. I can see you falling asleep already, but you know.
I know this is really important, so I'm listening.
I know this is important, that's why I'm bearing with it.
After looking over my W-2s, making sure I had the right withholdings, and tacking on my student interest loan deduction, I realized my taxes were actually pretty straightforward. It took about 30 minutes to get through all the paperwork.
Do you want direct deposit of your refunds?
Or like versus getting it in the mail?
Yeah, and getting lost and then spending hours on the phone trying to get it.
I don't want that to happen, yeah.
All right.
I feel like direct deposit is probably the move.
It is, yeah. So that's a great question. I mean, different people have different motives for hiring an accountant. Sometimes their taxes are just so complicated that TurboTax just does not support what they have going on. Sometimes some people don't want to deal with it, so they don't trust themselves to do their taxes. They have a fear of getting the taxes wrong, so they'll hire an accountant. You know, there's various.
Definitely me.
Yeah, there's various reasons. Yeah, yours aren't that bad.
Okay.
But believe it or not, I've seen people mess up taxes that are kind of as straightforward as yours. There's some things that I've seen people miss. One of them is the tuition deduction. It's a document called 1098-T. It will be supplied by the school on the student website. Most student portals will have it. There's a number on it that shows how much you spent in qualified tuition-related expenses. So you're allowed to deduct that, and that's something that people often forget. You also have a 1098-E for education. That's if you're paying student loan interest. That's something that's pertinent to a lot of people that are just starting out in their career. They might have student loan debt that they're making payments towards. So keep track of your 1098-Es. After you start making a certain amount of money, you're no longer eligible to get this deduction. So use them while you can. Another big one for people starting off their career is chances are, like, let's say you live somewhere. You know, we have a lot of clients in New York that come from other cities in the United States. They have moving expenses. And what people don't realize is you can deduct these moving expenses, which is a huge deduction. It's one of the only ones that you can take without itemizing. Well, thanks for choosing me to do your tax. I mean,
You're welcome.
So, was it worth it? On one hand, yes. It gave me peace of mind for the first time ever when doing my taxes, and I honestly learned a lot. On the other hand, not so much. If your taxes are as straightforward as mine are, you probably don't need to hire a professional to file your taxes. You can honestly just do them online and save a lot of money that way. So, happy almost tax day, and don't forget to file them before April 17th.